Yeah, there's no better than winning a fucking derby, is there? Now, it's a bit mad when you go from having 4 derbies in a season to only having just the one, and it's not even your biggest one. But a derby's a derby, and we sure treat it like one. Preston, North End 2, Blackburn, Rovers 1. What a result that was, and what a day out that was. Holy shit. It's been a while since I've done an away game, and I'm very happy that this was the one I got brought back to, because I haven't done Ewood for 2 years now. The last one I did was when we lost 1-0 when Frankie got sacked. So I didn't go last year when Law took charge of the first away one, so I weren't missing out on this one, and I'm very happy I didn't. So, as you can see, we won 2-1. Schmodix, of course, gets the goal. He always gets a goal against us. He's a quality player. We saw it coming. You may as well have stuck a fiver on it. However, we opened scoring in 35 minutes through Alan Brown with an absolutely magnificent touch, one of the best touches I've seen in the Championship for a long time. He was saying post-match, he knew if he got the touch right, he'd score the goal, and he was not wrong. It was an emphatic touch and a brilliant finish. Watch it. And Lindsay, in the 90th minute, the very last minute of the game before the added time, absolutely flying into the ball that was set up by Whiteman. It was timed to perfection. Absolutely beautiful. Straight off the training ground. So yeah, well played. 22 shots for Rovers, 5 on target, 9 for us, 4 on target. So, as you can see, Rovers tried to get on the attack quite a lot, with 61% possession and 39 for us. So, of course, it were a game where we had less possession, which I would have expected anyways, and Rovers to have more shots, which I would have also expected. Rovers is a team with pure pace, and they like to try and, have a shot from basically wherever. We're not that kind of team. We don't like to be wasteful. We instead try to get forward, create minimal chances, but make them good chances, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that is what that is. But regardless, we won, so I don't care. We had more fouls as always. Only 1 card in a derby, which was quite strange. I don't even know who got booked. Whiteman, okay. I didn't even see the card. Both had 3 offsides. We had basically no corners, but who cares? Right, so that keeps us at 4th. Of course, there are more matches to be played today, and that are playing as we speak right now. So, provided Southampton don't get a result, then obviously we will stay where we are. But that's obviously dependent on them. But even if they do get a result, we'll still be at 5th. Obviously, provided that they lose. If they draw or win, we'll be at 5th. Goal difference if it's a draw, we'll still be at 5th. But yeah, you get it. You don't need me to explain this to you. You've got brains. Right, player ratings. Let's have a deek, shall we? Freddie Woodman, a 5.5. Little to do first half, but held on 2 shots from distance. Didn't cover himself in glory for the Schmodix goal, but restored some credit later on. Jordan Story, 7.5. Defended well, showing strong recovery pace and blocking some dangerous shots. Lindsay, an 8. Match winner. Some vital pieces of defending in the first half. The lofted pass to Schmodix caught him out. He didn't make it up for it with an injury time header. He didn't half make up for it with an injury time header to win the game. Kean Best, a 6. Fantastic to get full 90 out of Kean, by the way. Hard in the tackle, committed shift from the youngster in such an occasion. Lapses of concentration and loose moments defensively, but you have to expect that. He's still only a young boy, isn't he? So he's learning still. He's learning his trade, and this is one of those games where thrusting a youngster into it like that is going to, give them a taste of the hard and heavy games. So I suppose it were a good thing to keep him on for the full 90, if anything, because at first I was expecting him to come off at one point, but I'm happy he's got the full 90. Because I think he did really, really well. Brad Potts, cracking shift up and down the right flank, asked questions in the final third and ran himself like always into the ground with a fantastic ball to Brown for the first goal. Miller, a 5, struggled tonight at both ends but must get his head up, was willing to run at defenders. If he adds the end product to his game, he will be great, which he did when he first joined. I don't know why he's running like a T-Rex with his sleeves here, but yeah, Miller was kept really quiet all game. I'd imagine they was told to keep him quiet because he's our fastest player without a doubt. Only with Dwayne Holmes as a second. So there was obviously, if they're a pacey team and they eliminate our faster threats, then obviously we'd be struggling to get up the pitch a little bit more. So they tried to keep him as quiet as possible, and that they did. So he couldn't really do much, but every now and then when he made a run in and out, he was all right, I suppose. But yeah, that checks out. Whiteman, 7.5. Solid shift in the middle of the park. Even if Rovers won, had joy at times. His late assist was pure composure and class late in the day. Brown, and 9, of course. Playing out of his skin at the moment, his goal was sensational and the Irishman left everything out there. Yet another captain's performance of the highest order. Alan Brown could well be in his prime. I don't want to jinx anything, but 2017 Alan Brown was a taste. And now that he's been given the opportunity to express how he really plays the game, unlike what he's been doing for the last couple of years, like the last 3-4 years, especially now that, I don't want to blame DJ, but now that Johnson's out of the park and there is no other secondary captain on that pitch like Brown, who has a similar who wants that similar sort of play style where they're trying to bounce off each other, but they can't do that. Alan Brown's left to sort of do his own thing and help the team out in his way rather than having to try and work with somebody else. It's leaving him so open to just sprint through defenders, make those clever balls, get them tackles in, everything a captain should be doing, and commanding the team the way that he wants the game to be played, following those instructions from the gaffer, of course. This carries on, we could be seeing a very different Alan Brown this season, so we need to tie him down fucking quickly before anyone brings any offers in. Obviously, it's up to Brownie if he wants to leave, which he says he doesn't, but if a massive offer comes in that's tempting, I say we tie him down. Holmes a 7. Great goal threat once again, desperately unfortunate not to score in the first half when he hit the post. Made way on 69 minutes after taking a knock. At first when they took Holmes off, I was a bit concerned because they took Holmes and Miller off, our two fastest players. So that's when things got a bit shaky, but of course the substitutes more than made up for it. Keane is 6, I disagree. Got through and Elwell worked hard up there to link the game up and bring it into other centre header over in the first half from Story Cross. I really didn't see Keane at all game. I knew he was on the pitch, but you could barely tell. I don't think he really made much of an impact in all honesty. Big Millie, that's not Millie, that's Millie. His runs in behind caused a few problems, created a good early chance for Holmes and saw a goal ruled out for offside in the second half. He will keep improving. Ched Evans an 8, fantastic from Evans. Impacted the game and gave Blackburn a torrid time. That's probably supposed to say horrid, unless torrid is a word and I'm just an idiot. Kept the ball alive in the final third and Rovers struggled to deal with him. He was absolutely fucking everywhere. If he weren't making the run forward or trying to make clever passes, find gaps throughout, he was making those tackles and just basically being a nuisance on the pitch, and that's why we love Cheddy. He will do what most others won't. Mads Frickia, 6.5. Took him a bit of time to settle into the game, but got on the ball in the closing stages, added a creative spark. Decent little nutmegs as well. I enjoy seeing Mads on the pitch and the way he plays. His creative influence is just fucking brilliant, but of course a bit late in the game to really get in there. And Brady, intense in his work, and he did well off the bench, which, yeah, I can't complain. He didn't really put a foot wrong, to be honest with you. He's very sluggish, but I've come to expect that with Brady because he's just not a fast player. But yeah, he did his job, so I'm not going to sit here and slag him off for another 12 minutes. Right, Ryan Law's reaction. When you win derbies, you're always going to enjoy it. I thought the lads were fantastic. We had to deal with the pressure and how they play because they're a good football team, but we withstood it. The lads showed that real character, desire and never say die attitude, and to score the winner in stoppage time in front of our fans, you probably can't get much better. You can't script anything in the Championship, but what I can script is that those players give us everything. They are top shit. We are a strong, resolute team that can overpower some teams. I think you see that with the goal. They give us everything. As long as they keep doing that, we will win a lot of games. We spoke to the lads at halftime about their intricate changes and not to follow rotations, but be aware of a man in front or behind of you. You are dealing with some good players, and Schmodix is a threat with those runs. To bounce back in the way we did was massively pleasing. I think it is our only derby this season. For me, it is Ryan. For me, the staff and the players to send the fans home happy in this derby is important for us and them. It was end to end. We are not just in the game to sit in there and take a point. We want to go up for it and win games of football. There will be times we have to sit in, but tonight, no disrespect to Blackburn, we felt we could go and win. We brought Mads on down the right side and Robbie down the left. The message was to get some crosses into the box. Lo and behold, it's Whitey who leaves a nice little feeler in there for Liam, who had stayed up for a third or fourth phase from the corner. We kept it alive, and the strength and power has seen him beat their man to the ball, and the power on the header is just too much for the keeper. Pretty much, yeah. And I think that was the brilliance in those substitutions, really. Because when you watch how the ball gets to Whiteman in the first place, I believe it comes headed down off Mads into Brown, Brown into Whiteman, and then Whiteman's he's so open, there's fucking nobody marking him. I saw some Blackburn fans on Twitter calling for offside from one still, but football isn't played in pictures. If you go and watch the footage of the goal from both angles, there's a side angle that someone posted, very clear angle, which shows the goal perfectly. Whiteman's not offside. He's onside, it's close, but he's not offside. And yeah, obviously Liam staying up there, you can tell that he wanted the bigger, more powerful players to come forward and stay forward in those closing moments, because you've got people at the back that are waiting to just, make them runs if need be. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, we just kept the pacier ones at the back, really, and then the more powerful ones at the front to try and get a last-minute winner, and we did. It's probably a really good strategy, because it's not the first time Lindsay scored like that this season. I believe this is the second or third time now, so you know, good on him, because it's fucking brilliant for us. So yeah, I can't complain. It was really well executed game plan, to be fair. Every bit of credit to Ryan Lowe and the lads. It was you could tell that it was what they was wanting to do, to make those spaces for everyone else, to get the ball out wide, to get the ball in the box to the powerful players. I'm not really for us playing wide more 9 times out of 10, because I think we are a threat down the middle, but we like to play wide for whatever reason. Maybe to disperse some space in the middle to get the powerful players in there, so we can maybe have a better chance on goal. But 9 times out of 10, no, not 9, I'd say 7 out of 10 times, it never ends up working the way we want it to. Whereas playing wide this way, in having the taller players towards the back stick and whatnot like that, if it's maybe a deep cross, they can try and receive it a little bit better, and then get some of you lesser on the near post, so it can maybe be a tap in. I think that's a fucking great idea, but I'm not the manager. I don't make the tactics. I just watch the game. But yeah, I was impressed with what I saw in terms of some of these routines in set pieces and whatnot. So yeah, happy days. Of course, international break now, which is a shame, but it is what it is. I think these international breaks are going to be a little bit too quickly for my taste in medicine, but fuck it. We can't do anything about it. We just got to sit back and suppose have a week of no footy again, unless you want to watch those qualifiers, but I think they're a bit boring really, but it is what it is. Anyways, thanks Tom for watching. Let me know if you went and how it was. I got fucking battered where I was stood. The back of my leg's purple. There's some fucking I don't know who they were, but they were absolutely feral. They were just absolutely jumping all over us and booting us in the back of the legs and the back whenever a goal went in. Christ, it were quite. The limbs were insane. The worst scenes, and I was expecting it, but at the same time, there's the way that they went about getting us. Jesus Christ, the choke holding us. What fucking someone went flying 3 rows down. It was hilarious, but sore in the morning. But yeah, thanks Tom for watching. Absolutely buzzing. Let's keep it rolling, shall we, after the international break? Keep the form going and hopefully keep our position inside the top 6. Thanks a ton, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.